So the other day I was looking through my YouTube videos and I was shocked to find out I had no videos on constipation that I could find. So I decided to do one. And this relates to two situations. One is that you develop constipation after you do the ketogenic diet versus having constipation years before you do the ketogenic diet. Now, if you've had constipation your whole life, okay, that's a different situation. I would highly recommend you go to a doctor that can evaluate that deeper, maybe get some type of scan to look at your intestines. Because many times the large colon is completely dilated and distended to the point where it's going to take a lot of work and a long time. For people that had long-term constipation and they've tried all sorts of things, I'm going to recommend some type of herbal laxative. I'll put some links down below. Now, some people are concerned about being dependent on herbal laxatives. Well, the danger of having constipation or autointoxication with all those toxins being recirculated is much greater than taking an herb to help you eliminate these toxins. Now, there's also many other things you can do for constipation, but I'm going to answer that when I deal with this other situation. You just started keto, and all of a sudden you got constipated. Now, I know someone's going to say in the comment section, well, what about diarrhea? Because that's what I had. I already did a video on that. I put the link down below. So you just did keto, you got constipation. This is the order of things that I would take a look at. You want to first adjust your vegetables. A lot of people are not used to 7 to 10 cups of vegetables. It may constipate them. Why? Because what is consuming that fiber is your microbes. And you need to kind of build up these microbes. You may not have enough to deal with that much fiber. So you may want to start out with 4 cups of vegetables, slowly go to 5, 6, 7 over time. So overloading these microbes with too much fiber could constipate you. The other point is too, when you take fiber in, it's going to swell up with fluid. If you're not drinking water after you consume the vegetables, there could be a problem with kind of dehydrating your colon. Because of the gel effect with fiber, it basically absorbs water, it expands, and it helps to form the stool. So we want to adjust the quantity, either up or down. Some people get constipation by consuming a lot of protein with no vegetables. Well, then you might want to increase the vegetables. So first thing is increase the quantity up or down to see if that handles it. Second thing is the type of vegetable. If you're consuming a lot of cruciferous vegetables, some people don't do well with that. They can't digest it as well. So you might want to switch the type of vegetables that you consume. It could be like green lettuce leaves. That might be something you could do, or asparagus or celery. Just change the type. Next thing you can do is also switch to fermented vegetables, sauerkraut, kimchi, many different types. And this is much easier to digest. The other thing you can do is you can steam some of your vegetables, like maybe half of them, and have half raw. That seems to also help the ability to digest and process that fiber. So this would be number 1. Number 2, you are not ready to handle that much fat on the ketogenic plan because your bile reserves are not sufficient. So you have a certain amount of bile that you've been using to digest food. So you switch your diet to a higher fat diet, and now the requirement for bile goes up because bile helps you break down fat. It's like the detergent that dissolves the fat. So you may need to add some purified bile salts after the meal to assist in the digestion of the fat. Okay, that's the next thing I would look at. And by the way, bile salts are a natural lubricant. So it'll help you lubricate the colon, and it's actually good for constipation. Next thing is you want to add more potassium. Potassium helps the smooth muscle of the colon. So you may want to take some electrolyte powder. You just want to beef up, no pun intended, your amount of potassium. Okay, number 4, you add a probiotic. Of course, you'd want to do this, and this with the long-term constipation too, but a good probiotic can help you break down these fibers. I would recommend something that survives the stomach acidity, but adding a probiotic is a very vital thing that you don't want to forget about. And number 5, add a herbal laxative if you need it as a temporary thing. And number 6, B1. If you're deficient in B1, you could lack the necessary neurotransmitters to help activate the muscles in the colon. So B1 naturally helps the peristalsis, or the pumping action of the colon. Another common thing that a lot of people do with keto is they do MCT oil. MCT oil has a natural laxative effect. So in the process, you may want to use some of this to help keep things going. All right, there you have it, my video on constipation. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below.